No one can argue with me on this. Winter is the best season. We're talking candles, we're talking Christmas, we're talking sweet baked treats. So of course, why wouldn't I want to smell like winter? Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Jazz, and for those of you who don't know me, I make beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Today we are going to be talking all about female hygiene in general. My tips for you to have the best hygiene for you to smell so delicious. And for this video, we're going to focus on some cozy winter scents. I've always loved winter themed videos on YouTube ever since I was younger, and I also love hygiene videos. So today I thought, why not mix two together? I'm gonna give you all of my best female hygiene tips for smelling good from the inside out, because smelling good after a shower, that's easy, but smelling good all day, that is the hard part. I'm gonna give you all of my tips for smelling delicious, specifically for the winter. We want to smell like vanilla, like cinnamon, like gingerbread, like hot chocolate, then this video is for you. I've divided this video into 5 parts, and the first part is oral care. Might I argue this might be one of the most important parts, because you could smell good. I could smell your perfume and your cologne from a mile away, but if the moment I get close and you start talking to me
and I get a whiff of that breath,
it's over. It's over. You're canceled. So let me give you my tips for having the best smelling breath ever. Let's go through my routine. Number 1, you are going to floss. Yes, I know you may have learned the other way around, which is brushing first, but you're actually supposed to floss first. I swear, the dentists say this, you're supposed to floss first. The food that gets stuck in between your teeth will get progressively worse and worse. It'll start to harden and cause a lot of issues down the line that is going to cost you thousands of dollars. But beyond that, it just freaking stinks, you guys. Like, it does not smell pleasant. Imagine leaving an onion out for days and days and days. It will start to smell so bad, and you will be able to smell it. That is what your mouth smells like whenever you eat something and you don't floss and you just leave it there for days. It literally starts to rot and smell in your mouth. Like I said before, not flossing is not only terrible for your breath, but it's terrible for your mouth hygiene in general. You are basically looking for issues down the line that is going to cost you so much money. I read an analogy once that not flossing is like letting an anthill get bigger and bigger every single day. Instead of just kicking it down when it's tiny, you're just letting it get worse and worse, and it's going to be so much harder to get rid of down the line. And if you're one of those people that doesn't floss and you're like, but I don't think my breath stinks, go do a test right now. Go floss and then smell the floss. I know it stinks. The second step in my routine is tongue scraping. Your tongue holds a lot of bacteria that can also emit a sort of odor, especially if you're like me and you drink a lot of coffee that just sits on your tongue, and over the course of the day it starts to progressively get smellier and smellier. So make sure you are tongue scraping. Your tongue should be pink, not white. The third step is mouthwash. Again, you might have learned that this is the last step, but I promise you guys, the dentists out there, please show yourself in the comments, because every dentist I've ever seen, this is their routine and this is what they tell me to do. So I'm just sharing with you guys what the professionals share with me. You want to do mouthwash after flossing and tongue scraping to get rid of all of that little leftover that you may have left in your mouth and between your teeth. I also like to use mouthwash and gargle it in the back of my throat, because I don't know if you guys know what tonsil stones are. Do not search them up. They are kind of icky, but I used to get tonsil stones a lot when I was younger. That stinks. It smells so bad, and I'm like, why is that even sitting in the back of my throat? So now I always gargle the back of my throat. I don't know if it necessarily helps, but I haven't gotten one since I was in like high school or middle school, so I think it does help. Now the last step in your routine, now you get to brush your teeth. After you floss, after you tongue scraped, after you did mouthwash, now you go in with your electric toothbrush. And I am a huge advocate of having an electric toothbrush over a manual toothbrush. I'm not saying that having a manual toothbrush doesn't clean and brush your teeth correctly, because I had one for years and I did a really good job with it, but having an electric toothbrush is a game changer. Make sure to also brush those gums. Every time I go to the dentist, they tell me that my gums look really good, and it's because I always make sure I'm focusing on the actual gums as well. A lot of people tend to just brush their teeth and neglect the gums, but the gums are actually the most important part of the oral care. The gums are like the foundation of the house. So make sure you are brushing those gums. Once you're done with your oral care routine, do not rinse out your mouth. You want to spit out the toothpaste. Yeah, you don't want to swallow that, but do not rinse your mouth with water and mouthwash. I used to do that all the time growing up. It's just how I was taught to brush my teeth. But you're actually supposed to leave a little bit of toothpaste left over on your teeth so it can do its job during the day and overnight. Basically, think of it as like moisturizer for your teeth. You don't put on moisturizer and then wash it off. You leave it on your skin, and that is what toothpaste is for your teeth. Now again, you guys, I'm not a professional. I'm sharing what I've seen and heard from other professionals. And hey, I mean, my teeth aren't that bad. Moving on to part 2, this is my everything shower routine. You don't have to do this every single time, just as long as you get the good basics, the good foundations of a shower routine down. That is all you need to have a successful shower routine. So let me show you my little routine while I also give you some more hygiene tips. All right, really quickly, before I move on to part 3, if you're enjoying this video, please do not forget to subscribe, because you guys, I have to start whispering now because my husband is literally like out there. I made a bet with my husband that if I reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, he owes me $1,000, and I'm not even close yet. So I think I'm gonna end up owing him $1,000. Yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, I made the bet myself. No one made me do that bet, but your girl wants to go shopping. She wants $1,000 by the end of the year. More than that though, I want to reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers. So please don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this video. I make tons of beauty content on here, lifestyle, hair care, you name it. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. All right, let's get into this everything shower routine. I do this once a week, so every other shower that I have during the week obviously doesn't look as extensive, but once a week I like to make sure that I'm using a detoxifying or deeply cleansing shampoo. Trust me guys, your hair and your scalp hold smell. Your scalp has so many dead skin cells accumulating with hair oils, and eventually that does smell, so make sure that you're using a really good deeply cleansing shampoo at least once a week. Other than that, I don't think conditioner and hair mask smells matter too much, just because obviously you're gonna wash it out. In general, most hair products smell good anyways. I use a conditioner every other time I'm in the shower, and then once a week with my deeply cleansing shampoo, I also use a hair mask. For the body care in the shower, I like to keep it really simple. First, I use a body wash for my body. I love a good body wash that's oil-based, so it has a really nice slip and it doesn't excessively dry out my skin. But make sure that for private and intimate areas, such as in between your legs, you're using an unscented bar of soap. Please do not use scented soap in that area. Once I'm done with that, I go ahead and exfoliate and get rid of those dead skin cells so all of my body care can nicely sit on top. I finish things off with shaving and washing everything off, and that is my everything shower routine. All right, that was the shower routine. Again, not something you have to do every single day, just as long as you get the basics down. Now moving on to part 3, which is the post shower routine, because again, we smell good after the shower. Yes, that's super easy, but what can we do to make sure that we smell good all day? Now for your hair, as I mentioned before in the previous part for your hair, it can hold smell, especially if you're cooking, if you're outside, or if you're working out. Your hair and your scalp will start to sort of give off a smell, okay? If you know what I'm talking about, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So after your regular hair care products, whatever you use to style your hair, that doesn't really matter. I would recommend going in with a nice hair oil or a hair perfume. You don't want to use a regular perfume on your hair because that contains a lot of drying alcohols that can dry out your hair long term. So there are hair perfumes that are formulated to be a bit more gentle for your hair, such as the one by Gizu or the one by Moroccan Oil. Both of those smell so good, and I haven't noticed any damage with my hair. It really lingers in my hair as well. I'll spray it in my hair at the beginning of the day, and then throughout the day I'll get whiffs of my hair, and it just smells so delicious. For my girls that don't wash their hair every day, just make sure you're using a good dry shampoo. It's not even about the actual like how clean your hair is. It's about, again, the smell. If you are working out, if you are constantly outside and you're not washing your hair every day, I promise you it'll start to smell, especially at the scalp. So I definitely recommend using a dry shampoo at least every night. I'm not gonna get into body care for part 3, the post shower routine, because that is a whole separate section in part 5. So the last thing that I want to mention for the post shower routine that is super important is deodorant. Girls, guys, everyone, Deodorant is your best friend. I think that this is probably the most important part of the video. You cannot be skipping deodorant, please. I don't think anyone watching this does skip deodorant. If you do,
side eye.
Why are you skipping deodorant? And I'm not talking about the natural deodorant. I'm talking about the stuff with the aluminum. That is what I need. I have mentioned this so many times in my videos, but I am a sweaty girl. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, but I just sweat. Like, I will randomly start sweating. If I'm nervous, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm stressed, if I'm excited, if I'm relaxed, I will literally just start sweating. It could be so cold outside, it doesn't matter. I'm sweating. So I actually can never skip deodorant. I actually carry one in my car just in case I accidentally do forget. I need to apply it immediately because those pits do not smell lovely. No, they do not. These are my two favorite deodorants that I use. Now, why do I have two? I don't know if anyone can relate, but my armpits have recently started to become resistant to deodorant. If I use it too often or if I use it for a long period of time, it is like my armpits are just rebelling against the deodorant, and all of a sudden the deodorant does not work. So I constantly need to have two on rotation. After I run out of the first one or I notice that it just has stopped working, I have to switch back to the other one, and then it works way better all over again. And so I have to kind of just bounce back and forth. Apparently this is pretty common because stress, diet changes, or hormonal changes can cause your sweat to come out differently or smell differently or just smell more intensely. So I do rotate deodorants every few months or every few weeks if need be, and to make sure that I'm not, you know, stinking up the whole perimeter around me. I do use glycolic acid with the cotton pad or a little towel every now and then. I would say max do it once a week because I do find that glycolic acid or any other physical or chemical exfoliant under the armpits does tend to darken that skin. So that's why I only do it every now and then. I'll just grab a little bit of glycolic acid, put it on a little towel, and then literally just rub away. I'm just like exfoliating a little bit, freshening up down there. I think that's like a nice little reset button. Doesn't fully work all the time, but does help every now and then. Also, last tip with deodorant, make sure you are fully dry before applying deodorant. I saw this Reddit post like last week of a woman saying that her deodorant never seemed to work, and it's because she was not waiting until she was fully dry to apply it. So I guess her armpits were still damp and then she would go in with deodorant. That is not how it works. The deodorants are formulated to be applied on dry skin, so make sure you are fully dry before applying your deodorant. Otherwise, that may be why it's not working. Alright guys, that was part 3, the post-shower routine. We're gonna move on to part 4, which is very focused on your clothes, the things that you wear every single day. This part is a little bit tiny, nonetheless super important. Here are some of my tips for making sure your clothes always smell good. Have you ever hugged someone and you're like, they always have a scent? Like, that person always smells like this. It might not be bad, it might be bad, it might be good, but that usually means that that scent is coming from their house or coming from the way that they wash and take care of their clothes. So I like to make sure that my clothes don't always have this like funky smell. Here are my tips to make sure that my clothes always smell really good. Number 1, I never rewear clothes that has been worn outside, touched by my armpits, or clothes that I've worked out in. So for example, right now I'm re-wearing this skirt. I did not step outside with this skirt yesterday. It has not been touched by my armpits because my armpits are up here, and I definitely did not work out in this skirt. You are allowed to rewear clothes. You don't have to wash them after every single time that you've worn them, but just make sure you follow those guidelines, and I promise you your clothes will not reek, okay? They will not smell bad. Of course, wash your clothes after, I don't know how many times you want to wear them, but make sure you're still washing your clothes and not just like endlessly re-wearing them. But I don't like to rewear clothes that I've worn outside because it does smell like the outside. I don't like to rewear clothes that has been touched by my armpits, so particularly shirts, because even though it might not smell right now, the bacteria has already been produced there and now it's stuck on this fabric. So the minute that I rewear it and I start sweating or I start getting hot or warming up again, that bacteria is gonna amp up and it's gonna smell. And of course, I never rewear clothes that I've used for a workout. I think that one's pretty obvious. My second rule is to never ever let your clothes sit in the washer damp for more than 12 hours. Honestly, that's being kind of generous. I would say probably 8 hours, because letting your clothes sit there while damp produces a ton of bacteria and it will smell, you guys. If you have ADHD like me, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I will put a load in the washer and then completely forget about it. It will sit there damp for a couple of hours, maybe overnight, maybe sometimes a couple of days. I know, I'm terrible at that. And the more time it sits there damp, the more it is going to reek. And I always have to rewash my clothes. I'm actually the worst at that. I need to immediately put it in the dryer because I always forget about my clothes in the washer and then I have to rewash them, and that just sucks. If you find that you have some pieces of clothes, whether you left them in the washer damp for a long time or you worked out in them, or a piece that you wore outside and now it just smells like outside, you can always use vinegar or baking soda or bleach on white clothes, okay, on white clothes, to get rid of that smell and make your clothes smell brand new and fresh. Alright guys, this is the last part of this video. Now we are going to be focusing on body care, perfume, and layering. Now listen, I like to keep it simple. I don't like to overwhelm my body and the other people around me with a bunch of random scents and lotions and oils. So for me, I like to keep it simple. 3 products max on my body at all times, especially if they're scented. So let's go in with the first step, which is moisturizer. Really quickly, do not do oil before moisturizer because oils lock in moisture, and if your skin is dry, freshly washed after the shower, then that oil will actually dry out your skin long term because you don't have any moisturizer on, so it's not really locking in any moisture, if that makes any sense at all. So first step is moisturizer. I'm gonna give you 2 drugstore ones and 2 more higher end ones that I love. The first 2 drugstore ones are by Olay and Vaseline. I love these 2 moisturizers. I have repurchased them many times. The Olay one has this like really watery, soaky hyaluronic acid base that is perfect for the dry skin girlies like me. It really doesn't even feel like a moisturizer. It feels more like a serum. So I love this one after the shower because it gives me just that little extra boost of hydration that I really need. The Vaseline one is a bit thicker, but Vaseline never fails, you guys. If you're looking for moisture, if you're looking for glowy skin, if you're looking for soft, moisturized skin, Vaseline is gonna be your best friend. I love that these 2 are super affordable, and honestly, like I said, they are some of my favorite moisturizers ever. If you're looking for something a little bit more higher end, then the Josie Maran and Sol de Janeiro body butters, amazing. Literally the thickest, most softest, most creamiest moisturizers ever. And I know that the Josie Maran one is expensive. Trust me, I know that that price tag for a moisturizer is crazy, but dare I say, worth it. It is so good. I've never ever felt a moisturizer like the Josie Maran one. So if you're wondering, yes, the Josie Maran one is my favorite out of all of the moisturizers that I've showed you. It is just honestly the best moisturizer out there in the market. The Josie Maran one and the Sol de Janeiro one smell so delicious. I think they are perfect for winter because they have this really sweet and deep vanilla smell. They also have notes of pistachio and salted caramel, which all together make this really warm smell that I think just smells like baked goods, which makes this perfect for the winter time, perfect for layering on those winter perfumes that are going to smell a little bit more like vanilla, a little bit more like cinnamon or gingerbread. And if you want to save some coin, you can mix in the Josie Maran one or the Sol de Janeiro one with the drugstore one, like do a pump each, and that'll make your high-end, really good smelling moisturizer go way further. The second step after moisturizer is going to be an oil. Now, I'm not particularly picky about oils. If you have one out there that you're like, hey, I love this oil, let me know. But I love the Caudalie oil. This one doesn't particularly have any wintry scent or honestly any strong scent to start with. So I love layering this on all year round. The Sol de Janeiro oil pairs perfectly, obviously, with the Sol de Janeiro moisturizer I showed before. That one also smells like vanilla and pistachio and salted caramel, and it just smells so sweet and delicious. If you want to save some coin, Trader Joe's basically has like a dupe of the Sol de Janeiro one. It smells honestly the same, but I would say it even smells better than the Sol de Janeiro one. The oils help lock in the moisturizer and also help the perfume stick longer to your skin, so that way you can smell the perfume for a longer period of time and more intensely. Now, if you're really opposed to oil, I get it. Oil makes you feel a little bit sticky, a little bit slimy sometimes. Just use Vaseline in the spots that you want your perfume to last longer, or in the spots that you're gonna spray your perfume. So for example, right at the neck neck, in the back of your ears, or right at the wrist. Just apply a little bit of Vaseline and the perfume will stick to your skin better and last a little bit longer. All right, let's get into the fun part, the perfumes. First up, I'm gonna give you some body mist recommendations just in case you are looking for a body mist, whether that be to layer or whether that be to wear on days that you don't want to wear perfume. My first recommendation is the Sol de Janeiro body mist. I love this body mist. You can tell by the way that I'm almost done with it. I think I've used up 2 of these bottles. This reminds me so much of like Bath and Body Works days, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, saying that might make you not want to buy it, but I promise you this smells so delicious. It actually smells like a dessert. It's got this like spicier, like salty scent, but it also smells really sweet. I love this one. I don't think it's too sweet. I think the spiciness in it or the saltiness in it really just makes this a fun, versatile scent. If you're looking for a version of this that is more affordable, then this Frenchy Cashmere Vanilla, very similar, but I would say this is definitely on the sweeter side. It definitely has more notes of vanilla, but it still has that little, ever so slightly like salty, spicy scent. My second perfume recommendation, and actually this one might be my favorite one out of this whole entire video, Replica by the Fireplace. If you want to smell like a bonfire and there's marshmallows, the s'mores are going, the wood is burning, like everyone is just there singing campfire songs, this is what that smells like. Okay, this smells like people singing campfire songs. I can't even explain it. It smells so good. The fragrance description does say burning wood and chestnut. I don't know how they were able to capture such a specific smell and scent in a bottle, but they did a phenomenal job. This literally smells like by the fireplace and I love it. My next recommendation for perfume is gonna be this YSL Libre Intense. Is it pronounced Libre? Guys, I'm not a perfume connoisseur, so I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but I think it's Libre. Wait, look. This is a darker bottle. I think this smells like the warmest vanilla ever, but it also has this like deep musky scent. Oh my gosh, that literally smells so good. I've seen people say that this smells like grandma and I'm like, okay then, I guess I'm a grandma. I guess I smell like grandma. It smells so delicious. Definitely go smell this if you're ever in the store. If you like a perfume that smells like vanilla, it smells sweet without it being too overpowering, too sweet, this is the perfume for you. I swear, it's got the perfect amount of vanilla and musk, and it all smells just so elegant and warm. I really love this perfume. This is the type of perfume that you only have to spray once or twice and you will smell it for days. You will smell it on your clothes. My next recommendation for perfume, I actually don't have it on me right now. It's in my purse, but the Kayali Vanilla 28. If you want to smell like you ate vanilla and then you put it in your hair and then you gave birth to vanilla and vanilla is your mom, this is the perfume for you. Kayali Vanilla 28. It smells so intensely like vanilla. It is definitely on the sweeter side, I'm warning you. It smells not just like vanilla, but it also has like notes of like brown sugar, which again makes the scent very, very sweet. It is a little bit overpowering, but I personally think it has a good balance of vanilla and amber wood, so it doesn't smell too intensely to the point where it's like, whoa, I'm nauseous. Like, it doesn't smell like an ice cream shop, but it definitely smells very intense, just like vanilla. So definitely check out that scent if you're ever in the store. Kayali Vanilla 28. My last perfume recommendation. I literally only have the mini. I think I'm gonna upgrade to the big size this year, but this is a Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit Cologne. This is a cologne. That's crazy to me. Like, it's not even a perfume. So this is versatile. You can also buy this for your male partner. This one literally smells like you're building a gingerbread house. It smells like you're baking gingerbread cookies at the same time. Like, this one actually smells like gingerbread. It has notes of cinnamon, vanilla, ginger of course, and a little bit of caramel. So this one is definitely on the spicier scent. Very, very different perfumes, all for the winter, but they all have a different kind of vibe, which I very much enjoy. Those were all of my perfume recommendations for the winter. If you have one that I didn't mention in this video, please let me know so I can go check it out and maybe add it to my collection. That was it for part 5, which was the perfume and the layering. But do not forget that part of smelling good is not just the products, it's not just your shower routine, it's not just the detergent you use, it's also what is coming from within you guys. So make sure you are practicing good personal hygiene, make sure you are eating foods that nourish your body and taking your supplements, your prebiotics, your probiotics. I love drinking kombucha. I love making sure that I'm staying hydrated with some good lemon water, a little splash of tart cherry, because if your internal body, okay, your gut isn't healthy, then you will have bad breath, you will have stinky armpits. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about, you guys, because I went through a little phase like 3 years ago where my gut was just all over the place. I had just graduated college. I mean, I was still drinking alcohol, and that definitely affected the way I looked on the outside and honestly the way I smell too. So trust me when I say that the health of your gut is equally as important as everything else that I mentioned in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's winter themed personal hygiene video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. All the products that I listed in this video will be linked in the description, so make sure to check that out. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, because as you probably know, I do have a bet with my husband that I need to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or I owe him $1,000, and I don't want to do that. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a little comment, and thanks for watching.